call another storyteller who's been here almost since the very first event. He's our neighbor, and he's actually been, at this point, Sarah Jones Saddleton, or Sarah Jones, as she likes to be called now. Sarah Jones actually refers to this next person as a storyteller. Let's bring this comedic storyteller to stage, Thomas Sculla. Give him a big warm welcome.
Using the stool too, and I'm going to use the microphone because I've got a cold thing going on. And also, Chris carried it all the way up here. Is this good? Yeah. All right. Hi. This happened about 9 years ago. I was living in Mesa, Arizona, which is huge. It's like 350,000 people. Akron has about 200,000. But nobody knows anything about Mesa. It's just a suburb of Phoenix. All you really need to know about Mesa is strip malls and Mormons. That pretty much encapsulates the whole thing. I was leaving work late one night, and I didn't have to work the next day. It was like 10 p.m. or so. It's dark. I had a lot of people out. I stopped off at the Circle K for whatever, gas, large amounts of beef jerky, who knows, I was a bachelor. And I was in there and I talked to the guy behind the counter because I talked with him before. He's a nice guy, he invited me to his church once. I guess it's a Mesa thing. Or a Texas thing? I don't know.
Mesa.
Yeah.
Mesa's a weird place.
So, I was heading out to the car and I get in. And about 10, 15 feet off to the side, standing by a phone booth, because I guess they existed, was this young woman just looking really distraught, downfallen. She had something like about the size of bread in her arms, and she was wearing pajama pants, and I was just like, oh, she looks like she's in trouble or something. So I walked up to see if she was okay, and I saw she was holding what ended up being a 10-week-old baby in her arms. And I was like, oh, are you okay? She's like, I'm just trying to call someone. I got in a fight with my boyfriend down the street and I can't go back there. I was like, well, here, just use my cell phone. You don't have to keep putting quarters in. I'll just go in my car, give you some privacy. So after about 5 minutes, she comes, knocks on the window. She says, I couldn't get a hold of someone. I'm like, well, what do you think I could do for you, right? And I was like, she's like, well, just do me one favor. Drop me off at a park so I could sleep there. And I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen, obviously. So I was like, just go in the store, like I'll get something to eat, get the baby some milk, because I didn't understand babies. So I was like, sure, babies like milk. No, they need formula, which Circle K doesn't have. So I was like, just stay there. And like I was talking to the guy behind the counter. I was like, well, give me the yellow pages. Like I'll try to find shelter or something for the night. Which, it's a huge area, just the metropolitan area around Phoenix. And I was like, there's gotta be something. All these numbers I'm calling, it's either too late, like it's past curfew, or they're full, or you need to get a recommendation, and nothing is working. So I keep going back in, checking out her. Other people have noticed, like because if you're wearing pajamas and holding a baby in a store, and looking worried, especially if you look about 18 or something, like people are gonna check on you. And there were like two women that had come in, and they were talking with the girl, and I'd gone in once, and I just overheard, it's like, oh yeah, my husband used to beat me. And apparently while I was outside, these women were working together. They kind of like took her under their wing, and they're like, I didn't see this at the time, but they were starting with it was like the baby fund. Like they'd taken like a cup or a bowl and put it on the counter, so people going in there would just like chip in $5, $10, $20, whatever. And so like she got enough money, and they're like, okay, well the one woman was like, there's a pharmacy down the street. I'll just go get some formula. And like I end up finding like I couldn't find anything. I went in, I'm like you three can come over and just like stay in my apartment. I'll sleep in the walk-in closet. It was weird because it was a studio. It was like 350 square feet, but it had a walk-in closet, which seems stupid. So I was like, you guys, you could take the queen bed. It was a Murphy bed, which folded out of the wall, which made me feel like I was a detective in a 1950s movie. So I was like, I gotta clean up. I'm a single man. It's just filled with sadness. I'll be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. So I go off. I clean. I come back. And I talked to the guy behind the counter. I'm like, they're gone. What happened? He was like, oh, they got enough money for a hotel room. They're gonna take her there tonight. and they're going to look after her. I was like, that's great. So like these women just kind of, they saw someone in a position that they recognized, and they're like, we'll help her. So I talked with the guy some more. He invited me to his church again. And apparently at that Circle K at 3 a.m., they changed out the hot dogs. So I got to go home with a lot of free hot dogs. So I think it turned out pretty well.